guys, this is Glenn from Inner Solution C10 on Instagram. This is my 66 Chevy short box. I acquired this truck probably 15 plus years ago. It was a Facebook purchase, and it was a 4-wheel drive kind of basket case, not a real 4-wheel drive. Can I tell you about it? Runs transit wheels, or transport wheels, whatever you want to call them. The fronts are narrowed down to 8s. The rear, I narrowed the rear axle 6 inches and took 4 rims and made 2 out of them, and they're 13 wide. Got stainless steel exhaust front to back, 2.5 inch. It runs MagnaFlow mufflers, just like a straight through canister type. I run a 348 big block, and it's a good running kind of original motor. Just resealed and cleaned up. It's got an 88 to 98 style 5-speed transmission. Kind of looks, you know, stock like in there, because I use the transfer case throw turned around backwards, and 4-speed knob on there. It's got power steering, pancaked front subframe, narrowed A-arms. As far as body mods, it's pretty stock except for the drip railings on the front window post have been shaved, and the gas filler has been shaved. The bed floor has been raised. Uses our inner fenders that we were making there for widened raised bed floors. Pop this open here, and it's just got wood floor, like a Corvette kind of flip style cap there. Nothing too crazy. It's, you know, I decided to go with the white trim, kind of base model look, I guess. Not a deluxe guy. The canopy came from friends Jen and Todd at P&W C10 on Instagram, and traded them a set of transit wheels for her Suburban. And yeah, it was a long box canopy. It's a Scotty brand. Cut it down to a short box and used aircraft stripper and took the white paint off. It had the triangles on it. They were blue. I changed them to the green to kind of match my trim and stuff. It's got CPP brakes, disc front and rear. Other than that, AccuAir, Air Ride, Firestone bags. Yeah, we built it to pull our little 61 Shasta travel trailer. It gets up and goes. It's not like a powerhouse by any means. It sounds meaner than it is, really. It's a fun truck to drive. It gets lots of looks.
Hi everyone, this is Grant from the UK. This is my truck, Destiny. It's a F100 long bed. Originally came out of Idaho. It was babied as a farm truck out there for a while. I imported it to the UK about 4 years ago. I used it as a standard stock height truck for 2 years before correcting the altitude on it. In order to get this as low as I possibly could, I've used a Jaguar XJS independent front suspension. I've got a serious chassis notch in the rear to clear the 9-inch axle. It's located using a parallel 4-link with a Watts link, all custom designed and fabricated by myself. This truck didn't originally come with a cab topper, but believe it or not, I found one in the UK less than 30 miles away, and it had to be done. The wheels are the original 16-inch wheels. These are burnt in nicely to match the truck and the front grille. In order to preserve that patina, I've had the rears widened by banding the steels on the inside so as not to impact on the finish. The cab has minimal mods, just a transmission tunnel, custom transmission tunnel to clear the raised gearbox. The engine's been raised, the chassis under the cab has been shaved by 2 inches and boxed in. This truck is as original as it can look. Going with the originality theme, I've done precious little to this engine bay. I've tubbed the inner arches to provide clearance for the front wheels, and other than that, the Ford FE 352 lump runs pretty sweet. I've kept all details that I can that came with the truck, so prior to my ownership someone had marked on these details under the bonnet to help time in the lump. You can also see behind that there's a yellow Q from when it was quality control back in the factory. So I've had to do very little under here. I do plan to get a 4-barrel and a decent inlet at some point, but there's no rush. Inside the truck there's minimal change other than the AccuAir controller over near the left hand A-pillar kick panel. We've got the custom gear knob by Jason at Num Knob, and the obligatory Mexican blanket to hide the battered seat. And there's Destiny lurking. So, onto the rear of the truck. Try to maintain as much of the originality of it as possible. Chop the original rear bumper to get it to sit closer to the underside of the body. I didn't want it making the rear end of the truck sitting up at all. As I said, got super lucky with this cab topper. I've recently completed the floor raise. The centre ribbed section slides out so that I can get to the AccuAir Endo CVT tank. The bags underneath, which are Firestone 9000 sleeves. If there's any issues while it's on the deck, at least I can get to it. I can deal with any issues just by pulling the back out. It's not fully complete yet. You can see my secondary tank, and behind that's the Watts link. Future plans are to put a slide out drawer so that we have some sort of additional storage. The location for this video is chosen not just randomly, but we're lucky down in the southeast of the UK here to have quite a bit of history around us, and this is local to me. This is a war memorial for American and Canadian fighter squadrons from World War II. So thank you to those guys that fought for us. I thought you might like to see it. There are a couple of runways located just behind that hedge. And thank you everyone for watching.
Hi, my name is Josh. This is my 1959 Chevy Apache. Truck sits on a full custom chassis from Acme Chassis Factory, bag front and back. It's painted vanilla shake white from Hot Rod Flats. I've had this truck about 23 years. I drove it in high school and college. Just built it to this state starting in 2018. Took me about 19 months to get it to here. Still have a few more things to do. Need to put new hood hinges on it. Need to finish the interior. So I need to make some kick panels for it, but it's got a custom seat done by Extreme Auto Interiors here in San Antonio. Moon Eye steering wheel, has vintage air AC in it, has a low car shifter, all the good stuff. Runs a full AccuAir E-level setup. Rest in peace, AccuAir. You can see the back here. Still need to put the wood in it, do a tailgate for it. But this is about what it is. Lays flat on the ground, rides great at 80 miles an hour. So that's it. Thank you.
My name is Randy Dobson. This is my 1957 Chevy truck. I've had it since I was 16 years old. It didn't look like this when I had it. It was pretty much a piece of junk, but it's got a small block 350 bored out to 355. It's lowered. It's a Gen 1 air ride suspension. Now it's Ride Tech, so some older compressors, but it still works really good. You can see the interior. Really, I've got a lot more to do on it, but the seat's done. It's done by Albert's Upholstery here in San Antonio, Texas, and just some other small custom features in there, but a work in progress, as is the rest of the truck. 4-link rear suspension, handlebar. I do have custom exhaust tips coming up kind of the back of the cab above the step side, and that's pretty much it. It's my ride. Love driving it around. It's basically, it'll probably need some paint one day, some updating, but I still enjoy driving it.
This is my 1930 Ford Model A Coupe. Came out of a barn in Montana. Came up to Ontario by a buddy of mine. And then I purchased the car, brought it out west. Took 2.5 years to build it in my home shop. Motor's a Chevy 409. Small port heads with 348 intake running a tri-power. E&M 700R4 transmission. 68 Ford Bronco 9-inch, 411 gears. Frame is a Kiwi connection, 32 Ford, fully boxed, heavy K-member. Drum brakes all the way around, early Ford suspension, Firestone bias ply tires on 40 Ford wheels. A lot of hand fab work, air cleaners, hand fabbed, motor mounts, shock mounts. Door panels, all the floor panels. Filler mount for the gas tank, that was all hand fabbed. That's a Crafty B filler cap. He makes awesome caps. Rear Nerf bar, front Nerf bar, both handmade. Exhaust, fully handmade. They're a gear drive. Lake style headers. And then I hand fabbed the entire exhaust undercar. Lots of fun.
Here's my 1959 Chevy Apache, 22-inch transits, bag, little thermidor up there. Ratchet the beaver, side exhaust. LS 5.3. Got the bed split lit so you can work on it. There she is laid out.